Has been my favorite athletic for me. I grew up in a small town of Eldoret in Kenya, Rift Valley. I grew up in a community where many people run and most of them now hold world record in various events. Training 2 years after my high school graduation. I completed my high school and could not afford able to get into a college. My friend who was a runner and had an athletic scholarship in United States encouraged me to start training so as to get scholarship to enable me to further my studies abroad. I became interested and I started training. During my first time of training, it was not easy because it happened to be my first time and I could not catch up easy with the rest of the athletes who had already trained for quite some time. During my early childhood, I didn't grow up running, but I did went to a school 5 miles away from my home, trekking each morning. And this is what made me to run fast just after a few months. Most people could not run well, but the only challenge that the Kenyan athletes have is lack of training facilities. Most of them even now still train barefooted just because they cannot afford to get training shoes. After training for 2 years, I was accepted to run for Colby on athletic scholarship. My best moment in running was when I won Colby Invitational 5K cross country meet, and 2 weeks later, I also won Oklahoma cross country meet where I ran 8 kilometers in 25 minutes. My future plans is that I would like to represent my country in Olympic Games after my studies. The difference between training here in Colby and back in Kenya, where I trained, is that there is more hills in Kenya, unlike here in Colby, where the land is flat with few hills. The climate is also quite different in Kenya from here, but I was able to cope with despite the difference in altitude and climate. The food is also more different in Kenya than here in Colby, where we eat different kinds of food. Here in Kenya we have few